Good morning, world. How are we doing, everybody? It's Tuesday, so it is colour day in the Paint with Pete studio. How are we doing? Just got some tunes on, nice little wake up music. We're going to channel some creativity and get our creative juices flowing. I've got some pieces just behind Big Keith. I'll talk about him in a minute. But yeah, get yourself ready. Take 2 or 3 minutes to grab yourself some pens and some paper. If you have got any sort of colours, whether it's single colour or more than one, please grab them now. I will be going through a bit of colour today. I've got some pens, I've got my paint, my mixing pots ready, and obviously I've got some work up. So I've always been keen to push the idea of going back to work, as in going, let's not talk about going back to work just yet, going back to your work, your own work, and using that as a kind of a baseline or the start of a new canvas, even if you're not happy with it, even if you don't think it was a finished piece. So I want to kind of touch on that today. I also want to touch on what we did yesterday with the flowers. So we drew some really simple floral forms yesterday in yesterday's session, just to channel some springtime. So if you want to check that out, please do. It's on YouTube, on Obsolete Formats, over on my channel on YouTube, or where you're watching me now on Obsolete Formats MCR. Just go on the videos and it should be the latest one. So I'll show you that work after I've spoken about Keith. I want to push this canvas every day because it's basically, hold on a second. There we go. So basically this was painted in aid of a very, very special guy called Reese. And also a very, very special charity called The Rock in R. If you missed it yesterday, I did do a whole spiel about it. I just wanted to make sure that everybody is following The Rock in R. So The Rock in R, THEROCK in R, letter R, named after Mr. Reese. Reese sadly passed away a couple of years ago from a very unique kind of brain cancer. So The Rock in R was set up to support kids like Reese, who are in hospital having a very, very hard time, to just have some semblance of normality with a gaming console. That obviously brings more than just entertainment. There's obviously socials with friends as well, and that kind of achievement goal setting idea as well. Just a beautiful thing. They do more than just gaming, but please have a look at The Rock in R. That's what Keith is for. So if anyone wants to buy Keith, he is on my website on houseobsolete.bigcartel.com. He's £400, but again, that money goes directly into The Rock in R to support this amazing charity who are supporting these incredible kids. Okay, thank you, Keith. Let's just move him down there. There we are. So you can also support me by, if you want to throw me a couple of quid for a pen or a coffee. I'll have some coffee now as soon as we're talking about it. Please go on ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/Paint with Pete, and you can buy me a little brew or a pen, and obviously all that money goes directly into the Paint with Pete studio, and buys me back some materials and pens and paint just so I can continue doing this amazing thing. I absolutely love doing the Paint with Pete. So good morning, cheers, hello everybody. Okay, so just move this and we'll get on just like that. Come on. So there we are. So there's some work that we're going to work over today. I do have my blank bit of paper that we're going to doodle on. But yesterday, he's probably in shot, but we drew some flowers, very simple, some leaves and some flowers, very, very simple shapes. But again, just channeling that spring energy that I hope we all have. So he can go back up there. Just turn him down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so today, just being attacked. Get all them back up there. Okay, so the work behind the blank piece. So the skulls and the eyes. We've got our doodles from yesterday. And our Be Excellent to Each Other from lettering a couple of weeks ago. I want to use those backgrounds. I really, really like them. I'll show you them once we've done our first piece as well to get our doodle energy out. I'm going to concentrate on the leaves idea. So if you were watching yesterday, this is really good practice if you are into your leaves and drawing flowers and stuff. Again, the sun's out, walking around the park, having a look at some trees and stuff, have a look at some leaves, remember them, try and draw them, take a photo if you want to. These are all from my memory, so my versions of leaves. I'm not drawing from anything specific, it's just my imagination. But I've got a couple of colours and I want to do a little bit of a kind of mix of a piece. So I need my pencil. And I've got a selection of my medium fat Poscas. You'll see what happens with those in a sec. There we are. So I've got a couple of greens, a pink, a yellow, a blue, a red and a pink. I've probably said pink twice. There we are. So that's our little colour palette. I'm going to do something a little bit of a mix. So because it's Tuesday and the colour day, I normally paint a whole piece. I'm going to try and do 4 later. But first, to get that doodle out, I want to kind of bridge that gap between the doodle and the colour, and also what you'd normally see me do on a Tuesday, which is just go crazy with some paint on canvas. I want to do something a little bit different, a little bit floral, and a little bit softer than my normal kind of painting pieces. I came up with this about 20 minutes ago, so you're going to have to, this is the first time I've kind of thought about it this way. So I'm just going to move my piece up. There's our backgrounds for later though. Oh my gosh. Please come up with a colour as well. If you're watching live, please just make up a colour and I'll try and blend it. You are always an intrinsic part of the Paint with Pete sessions. So if anyone's got any colour in their head, please make up a colour for me. And we'll do our hellos right now. Hello. Morning, hey, everybody's online. Hello, hello. Hi, it's sunshine up here, Mrs. Barton. Hello, Lady Nia Williams, my queen. Ethan, Mr. E, how are you doing, brother? Your work went out yesterday. I hope it gets to you in one piece. Please let me know when you get it. Amazing work. Thank you for supporting. So yeah, good morning, everybody. Let's get drawing. So I'm going to just draw a skull. Like I'm going to, again, bridging that gap between what we normally do on a colour day and what I want to do today. So I'm going to draw a basic skull. Just so I've got a bit of a shape to go around. You'll see what happens in a second. I'm just drawing the area of the skull. So he's going to have his teeth here, roughly. Put some gaps in there. And then his eye, and his nose, and another eye. Alright, so just a standard obsolete skull in pencil. Just so you can see that. There's my template for today. I might move him down a little bit. Just so it's a bit more balanced here. There you go. Okay, so I've got my pencil line. All I'm going to do is draw some leaves around the skull. So it's a bit more floral, literally. So I'm just going to put a blend of different leaves. I'm going to try and keep them solid lines. I might pencil him in first, just so I've got a bit of a guide. In fact, I'm definitely going to do that just because I want it bang on, so bear with me. Turn the tunes up. Good morning, Mr. Barton. King Keith in the building, everyone. Amazing. Okay. Literally just light lines. I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. Apologies, everybody. I just rubbed that top line out. I don't like him, so we don't need that. Okay, so I'm just literally filling my skull in with different leaf forms. Again, if you missed the leaf thing, please check the session out after this one. And obviously you can come back to this session and see where we're up to as well. Alright, so let's do some another spiky guy. Okay, so we're kind of going down, you can't see it just yet, but we're going for a floral skull. That's what I'm going for, with a whole load of mix of colours. So they're not all going to be green, they're not all going to be yellow and white, or whatever colours you think flowers are. I'm going to just throw pink and green and blue and red and yellow at it, and see what happens, really. Nice and easy. So let's just keep drawing those leaves. Yep, that's alright. Okay. Some reeds as well, some of the grass that we drew yesterday. A bit more practice than that, simply from the session yesterday. So very much appreciated it. Okay, I'm going to go for a kind of Caesar laurel leaf top. Shouts to Mrs. Barton for the laurel. Okay, and then let's just put a couple more in here. Just so we've got a little bit of almost symmetry kind of coming through. And then obviously we can build that up with different flowers. Okay, so I was going to put my pencil behind here, but I am the lesser spotted hatless Pete today. You should all be very, very honoured. Okay, so shake the pens. I've got a brand new red that I want to show you how to use these properly, how to start the pen. So we'll just do that as well. You got to shake them. They have this is all full of ink when they're full. It's got a little reservoir in here and it will push it through to the pen. So let's do that. So if you're new to the Poscas, hello, welcome. If you buy a red, or it doesn't have to be a red one, if you get a new Posca, they come in a plastic sheet. Take the top off and it is a white foam or felt nib, right, tip. There we are. So we need to shake it. So click the pen, click the lid on, click. Otherwise the nib and everything goes everywhere. You don't want that. Good old shake. And then hold it flat with one finger. Press down a lot. Like quite rapid succession, but so you're not lifting the pen up and slamming it down. Shouts to Al Tacador. I was repping his t-shirt a couple of weeks ago. Al Tacador taught me how to use the Poscas properly. I used to smash it down and it would just ruin the nib before you've even started using it. So thanks Tim. Cheers Al Taco. Every day's a learning day. As you can see, the ink is coming through the nib now. It takes a little while. There we are. There's the pen lid, completely saturated with the red ink. So I'm just going to start adding different, looks cool already. I'm just going to start adding the leaves in. So again, I'm thinking about foreground and background. And obviously red and orange kind of says autumn, but then green and blue and yellow say spring. So it's a nice mix of colour. I'm going to do, let's go dark green first, why not, where is he? I need to go and grab my other green. I'll be 1 minute. Sorry. So hello. Let's get back to this green. These guys haven't been used for a while, so they're a little bit dry. Come on, green. Loads of shaking today. Sorry guys. Right, switch the colour up. Let's go for lighter green. So again, just sitting behind some of the drawings. I'm just deciding where I want to go with it. There we go. Let's get one stair. It needs to be dark green, so we'll do a spiky light green here. Leave that. Alright, cool. There we go. So let's switch that colour up again. Let's get the red out. Do some red leaves. Okay. Something up here. So we just find it, look, constant checking, just checking that balance out. Cool. Maybe do some berries here. Okay, I'm just gonna grab all of my colours. So I'm just completely freestyling. I'm not really doing one colour at once. I just want to see how it all looks together and just constantly move through it. Okay, so a bit of blue, why not? So let's do a blue. Okay. Get that dark green one stare in the eye, so we start seeing some definition in the face. Okay. Lovely. Okay, next, so we'll need some down here actually. Okay, so we're just building that skull in, taking a little bit more time than I normally would, because I know I'm going to go a little bit crazy with the paint later. So I still need some suggestions for colour. I have some yellow and blue, I've got some red just waiting to be mixed up, so if you want to come up with a colour for me, please do. So yeah, again, just following that outline, switching that colour up. Let's get some yellow in there, just for some brightness as well. Okay, cool. Yep. Do a little read here. There we are. So just again, spotting that balance, we need some yellow around here. So let's do another one of these. Just come on out there. We've got some yellow in there that'll fill in a minute. Okay, let's have some another yellow on there. There we go. So yellow. Let's get some more dark green in there just to confirm the leafiness. Morning, Mr. Ed. How are you doing, bud? Please check out Drip Drop as well. DDRIPROPP. Drip Drop on Instagram. Amazing. Shouts to the boy. Right. I'm trying to not overlap my lines just so we can kind of get an actual depth in stuff. Yeah, okay, so we'll do. And again, obviously with leaves, the more you add, the better it looks because it gives it that more foliage. More foliage, the better, always. Okay. Okay. I hope you'll join along with me. If you're not, hello, I'm glad I'm keeping you company. If you are, please take photos of your work at different stages for you, and you obviously can send them to me. I'll celebrate that. Share them at will. Okay. I really like drawing those nettle leaves. There's something really cathartic about that. Weird. Okay, cool. Little blue. Let's get a bit of yellow in that nose as well. Another little flower. Just a little daisy hint in there. Okay, let's get, so what else have we got? We've got different greens, so we've got an apple green as well. Again, just working around that thing, working around the skull template that we've got, and I'm just kind of constantly working into it. Absolute sound. Okay, let's keep going. A bit more colour on there, I think. Get some red. Maybe some more berries for balance. Maybe some up here as well. There we go. Some more here, why not? Okay. Bang, bang. Added some blueberries in as well. just for a bit of a difference in line, and also just for a nice bit of colour. Okay. Okay, last couple of leaves and plants. Loving that. Where's the seed gone? There we are. Next bit, just up here. That's going to go through there, so we can do one here. We can do one there. More foliage the better, as ever. Yeah. Oh my days, come on. Just got this little bit to do now, just in the bottom part of the teeth. Just some normal leaves, I think, just to tie it all in. There we go. I need a little bit more definition in that eye, just a little bit. Go for dark colour. Do some blueberries in the eye. Why not? Okay, a little bit more thought about skull. I'm tempted to draw a few lines in the black just to give him that final bit of form. Only ever so delicately though. Okay. But now all I'm doing is looking for the lines that I haven't gone over. So there are a few just to keep that form of the skull in. We could even do that. No. So he's just getting a little bit of that form back. Let's put his nose in. Again, so those leaves are just breaking that barrier, the border of the eye, but only just. Yep. Okay, so you can see that kind of the level dropping back out. Just a little bit. Let's do the teeth. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm quite happy with that. It's exactly halfway through the show, so it's exactly brew time, right? So if you need your 2 minutes to 5 minutes, go get yourself a cup of tea, some water, some fresh air, some bit of fruit, whatever you want. I'm going to set up my painting session in a minute. I'll show you the skull up close. So again, something a bit different for me. I really enjoy doing it, as well as I really like the end result. I'm probably going to do a few more of these. So this is my Floral Skull. So what we did was draw a pencil line skull, some very, very rough flowers, and then kind of went over those in a couple of different colours, give it a real springtime feeling. Once all of that posca is dry, I'll rub it out, we'll have another look. I might even colour in some of the leaves just to give them a bit more form. We'll see where that goes for the gallery on Friday. There we are. Okay, so while he's drying, he can go there just for dries. Move all my pens. Caesar. Alright, easy. Caesar is his name. Again, because of that kind of, the laurel crown, alright? I'm actually really liking the aesthetic of that. I think it could be a little bit softer still. We could have done it on a different bit of coloured paper, so then the colours are dictated a bit differently as well. But I need some colours, so if anyone's got any colours in their head, please shout them out. I will try and build the colours from the paint mixes that I've got. I'm wanting to do easy peasy. Okay, red, yellow, green, blue. I'm going to do baselines for each of these canvases in a second. So I've got some blue. We'll do a wash, and then I'll put some white in it. Blend a new blue. And we'll just work through these. I'm always keen to push the idea that any bit of work can be another bit of work. It can evolve. Much like us cutting out our nameplates and stuff, we'll do one of those tomorrow. For the rock in R, we'll do a rock in R cutout tomorrow. But again, it's just having that kind of balance and switching those ideas up a little bit. Mainly just using that idea that everything evolves, alright? So I can use an old piece of work, I can come into it like it's a brand new canvas, or I can choose to use the lines that I've got as a kind of dictation already, like a template. Absolutely fine. Do whatever you want with painting. We need to move Caesar. Caesar, the man of the seasons. What else we got? I'm trying to think of any other puns. Any more puns for Caesar? He's a skull. He's made up of flowers. Okay, cool. So, 2 more minutes. I'm going to get my paintbrushes out. So if you've got colours, you've got 2 more minutes. I've got yellow, blue. I'm going to make my red up. So we're going to dive straight back into the pink pot from last week. Yeah, it was last week. I'm also repping my Rochdale Uprising t-shirt. This is my official painting t-shirt. If you see me on a job or a gig or anything wearing this, it's because I've got Messy, one of my favourite t-shirts, simply because it means that it's paint time. It means I'm doing something creative, if not arguing with some red paint. Right, there we go. Let's get him on. Come on, lad. I think that will do. Okay, so some standard red, just a System 3 acrylics. I've got a whole different range of acrylics at the moment. Top end stuff like the Daily O'Reilly, really good, really good paint. I've got some Cass Art, standard premium paint, like absolutely perfect for studio work and kind of certainly this kind of level of art and painting and immediacy. I've also got some from the local shop, which I'm about to use. It's a lemon yellow, beautiful lemon yellow though, beautiful, like canary almost. So we're going to use that as well. I've just got some paint on my armpit. I don't know how that's possible. If it's possible, obviously we'll do it. There we are. Okay, so literally as I look to the clock, we are going to start painting. 25 to. So, I'm going to get my medium brush. I've got some water in a towel, so I'm going to work very quickly. I'm probably going to do blue, yellow, red, and green. So blue, yellow. So we're going to do yellow first. Let's do some yellow. Caesar salad, like that. Ah, I like that. Caesar salad, we'll do that. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm trying to think of a pun, it's fine. Okay, so I've got a slightly wet brush. All I'm going to do is wash straight over these eyes. This yellow is a lot lighter than the cadmium kind of warm yellow, kind of sunshine. But again, simply from just adding it with a slightly damp, slightly dry brush, you get these scores in it that I really like. And it's picking up a bit of the paint from the brush as well. But again, just this little flare of yellow, I think works really, really nicely anyway, just as a flare. So we could leave that piece, but I'm not one to leave that piece, am I? So we're going to keep going, add some more colour to start. There we go. I know on the pink eyes, excuse the connotation of pink eye, but yeah, if you watched last week, we put some pink in our eyes, so I coloured the eyes in pink and did a whole different kind of palette for our eyepiece. That turned into a third eyepiece, that turned into Chakra Khan, and that turned into Mr. Ethan's very own obsolete piece. So he named the piece. I think he helped with the choosing of the colour as well. That is now going to be on his wall very soon. Give me a shout when you get it, mate, please. Thank you. Just to know that it went and got there. Okay, so there's yellow. Nice, bright, punchy, almost manic yellow. Love that. Okay, so just to keep him fresh, put a lid on him. It goes in the stack there. Little wash. To use certain like dampness as a brush and stuff, it takes a lot of practice. Again, I'm not really going down a technical route here. I'm using a small amount of paint on a fairly dry brush, which means that when I wash my brush, a lot more of the paint comes off quicker. It means I can then go into a different colour even quicker. So it is a bit of a speed test or a bit of a kind of, you know, adaptation for the time we have left. I just want to show that you can do quite a lot in 10 to 20 minutes. What we got, literally 20 minutes. So I just want to show you that you can actually just work through some pieces fairly quickly, and obviously once they're dry after the show I can come back and reapproach them. Okay, so red, oh no, we'll do blue next. It seems logical after yellow. So I'm going to do blue on my skulls. So I need to just switch a roomie over here. Halfway through this I'm probably going to add a different, maybe a white, just to give it a bit more of a kind of something. So let's get some more water. Paint's behaving rather strangely, that's alright. Really strangely. 2 seconds. So if I use weird terms like the paint's behaving strangely, it just means that it's not really doing what I'm wanting it to do. So I've just got to work out how to corral it into bending to my will. That's about right. Again, just these light washes, don't matter about my wall. This kind of sky blue is absolutely stunning, so I'm going to try and get a bit more of that. So again, just lifting the paint back off the brush, and you're getting this whole different blue spectrum. And again, this kind of tearing, I really, really like. These are all complete base layers. Okay. Next, I'm just going to stick to the primary colours today. You might only see the base lines or the base layers of these canvases today. Obviously, we've still got Wednesday. I'm afraid I've got another appointment that I can't move on Thursday, so we'll just go straight into Friday. I will get these done for Friday. Obviously, it might be in the start of the session. Probably going to be later on after we do a little bit of lettering tomorrow. Okay, so brushing the water again. Leave a little bit of blue in there in the brush. I haven't dried him all the way through. Yes. Nice one. So I'm just going to use this red. It's going to get a little bit darker, so I'm going to come down. Can you see that? Yeah. I'm just going to switch them over so you can see me doing the red. And again, all I'm going to do is follow a couple of the lines that are already on the piece. That yellow looks amazing. Okay, so yellow underneath now. We'll swap Mr. Green up in a minute as well. Yeah. Caesar salad, done. Sitting in my head, I love that. Okay. Caesar salad he is. Okay, so let's get a bit more water in there. So we're going to see a little purple come out as well. Oh wow, hello. Let's just turn that into a bit more of a solid red. A bit more of a pillbox with a tiny bit of blue in there. Goes through the kind of purple mix and then turns out into this lovely red. A little bit darker than the red we had, but again just a little bit more punchy and still blending with that brush. Okay, so all I'm going to do is follow a couple of the lines with my very over egged brush. That's a whole different red, amazing. So these are our lines from our plant trials yesterday, our doodle lines for the plants. So all I'm doing is just literally being a bit more cavalier, adding a few different bits and bobs over that black, just so we've got a nice selection box of backgrounds to play with if and when you want to come back to the work. Alright. This red's amazing. Wow, okay. Cool. Okay. Let's pick one out. We're going to draw over him in a sec. Maybe not today. Maybe when he's dry. Probably when he's dry. Okay, a bit of red. Just flare. Again, I want these cuts and scratches in the paint. We're going to wash him very well because we need to do some green now. So, let's get a lid. Lid goes on Mr. Red. Mr. Red's ready. We do have a green somewhere. So I've got my green box from this incredible kind of turquoisey green. I'm going to add some light green. And again, a little bit of a blend, so we go from being a purist kind of pea green. Yeah, like foresty. Excuse me. 2 seconds. There we go. Oh wow, I love this colour. Real Irish green, or Kelly. I'd say Kelly green. Super green, and you know, really nice natural colour. Righto. Okay, so we've got our Be Excellent piece, so I'm just going to switch these up. So Mr. Red comes down. Mr. Green is going up. Okay. I'm just going to colour those letters in really easy. I'm going to use Mr. Dead though, so I'm going to use my very small brush. Keep finding lumps of paint everywhere. Okay. So is my Mr. Dead, so is my dead brush. A little bit more detail, but I'm not really looking for that. I'm looking to just kind of go over the letters, and we're just going to see what that looks like, and we can obviously come back to our piece later on. There is a bit of a nice message in there. I don't really want to lose that message, but I think just by adding layers and then being able to redraw those letters in over the top, once we've got a bit of a couple of layers of paint involved, I think it'll look really nice as a finished piece. Okay, so a bit of water on the brush. Getting fully doused. Give them a little mix into that other green. Oh wow, what is going on here? Cool. Again, not being too precious, but I am being a little bit neater, taking a little bit more time, using the width of that brush when I press down, just to find the edges of our letters that we've already got on the page. Okay, so there we go. Take my time. Again, if I'm not talking, I'm concentrating. Or asleep is the other one. I absolutely love this green, this colour, and this little blend is just amazing. Again, a little colour by numbers always helps as well. If you haven't got something to colour in, again, please look through the previous paint repeats, or just copy this and fill it in. It's a bit more cathartic, and it nods back into that kind of art therapy idea. So when you are concentrating, like I'm doing now because I'm not talking, if you're concentrating on something, obviously it's a beautiful distraction, but also it's a really nice way of kind of honing a skill set at the same time as using it as a bit of therapy. And I say therapy as in something to make you feel better, that's it. So again, using bright colours like this lemon and yellow, this kind of foresty green, really made me feel better. It's really easy, especially when if it's just a little bit of colour, can change your mood a little bit. Obviously that goes that goes alongside things like fresh air and drinking water and eating fruit and food and all that sort of stuff. Good food as well, no fast food, just good food. But I always find that a bit of art thrown in with all of that, a recipe for a happy head. Very easy. I know it's easier said than done. obviously. Okay. H. Lovely. Brush Don's Love Water. We're going to go back. I'm going to just go back to our Caesar salad piece. Yeah, because he looks like a king, but he's made of leaves. Yeah, Caesar salad, amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. I need to put a lid on my blue. Do that in a sec. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a few more bits in on my Caesar piece. So I'm just going to move this dude. Stay there. Alright, cool. Let's get Caesar back in. Give him a bit more depth. Okay. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to pick random bits and we're just going to colour them in. Simple as that. I like the outlines, but I think it needs a little bit of strength in it. Just check them dry. Okay, next, let's go. And next, this guy. The greatest thing about Poscas is you can, because of the same ink, you can use one Posca over the top of another Posca, like this. So I'm just going over my Poscas. This might take a little bit longer than I have in the session because I want to just make sure it's a little bit neater than usual. That guy is the right guy. So you might see this guy finished up in the next couple of days. More than okay. And again, going back over with my darker Posca, gives them a little bit more form and a little bit more weight as a drawing. All right. So what haven't we done yet? We need the pink. That's going to look really good with a bit of black over the top. There's a bit more as well. In fact, I'm going to show you that now. There he is. Okay, so there we are. Just a few more little bits to colour in. Still got 4 minutes. I'm not one to stand on ceremony, so let's keep going. Mr. Monstera leaf, and then we'll get there we go. Okay, next guy. Yeah, that's the wrong colour. Okay, where else can we go? Let's do some yellow. And last but by certainly no means least, I'm going to do a reed. I keep calling it reeds. Grass. Let's do him that colour. Okay. So far, I'm happy with it. I really like this. It's a bit of a new thing for me. I haven't drawn flowers for absolutely ages or plants until yesterday. So even having that practice session yesterday was really, really good to remind me that they do actually look like leaves, and it can work in my style. And obviously I'm putting it in my kind of signature skull as well. Okay, that is nearly us done. Just little taps. I know green guy's alright, he's down there. Okay, cool. I'm just going to finish up by putting Keith back. So again, just one more time, I just hope everybody's having a great time. Thank you so much for joining me in today's paint with Pete session. I've got paint all over my trousers, constantly slapping my thighs. Thank you for joining me. Please give me a shout as well. Pete Obsolete and Obsolete Formats MCR on Facebook. Pete Obsolete and Obsolete Formats over on Instagram. I am Obsolete Formats on YouTube and snob_Ross or at Pete Obsolete on Twitter. Please give me a shout, and more than anything, please take some photos of your work. I love seeing audience artwork. Thank you for getting it, for everybody gets it. Thank you for getting involved and interacting and stuff. Hello to everybody, Nia and Mrs. Barton and Mr. Barton. Hello, hello. Thank you very much. Okay, one more time. The Rock in Art is the charity that this canvas is being donated. The money from the canvas is being directly donated to The Rock in Art. It's a a support charity that supports kids in hospital, named after Reese, one of my friends' little brothers who we lost 2 years ago to brain cancer. They help kids in hospital through gaming, and obviously that's the socials as well as the distractions and all that sort of stuff. So please have a look at the stuff, at my work, at the Paint with Peas. My website is houseobsolete.bigcartel.com. Please have a look. Ken Keith's on there. He's also on all my socials at the moment as well, if you do want a closer inspection. Thank you very much. Today's t-shirt was Rochdale Uprising, amazing art project and art event from a couple of years ago. Give them a shout out. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe, stay creative. I will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Ciao.